Now, before I get to that, this Hawkeye has aim assist. This Hawkeye, man. How the hell you Hawkeye with aim assist? This kind of shit. So the book we're about to do is The Ultimates number 5. Ultimate number 5. Now, what's so special about this book, or what's the selling point of this book? A new Hawkeye, because that's everybody's favorite character. So they have a brand new Hawkeye for this Ultimate Universe. Now, this reason this is a big deal because this Hawkeye is Native American, also non-binary.
So, really? Okay. I did not know that.
You didn't read? No. You didn't hear the they them when they were talking about it?
No, I did not. Okay.
Reread it again.
Well, there you go. They're just doubling up. They're just like
checking all the boxes.
Checking all the boxes.
We're checking all the boxes. See, Eli, here we go, Eli. Here we go.
Native LGBTQ, blind.
See, Eli, that okay. Here's the thing, Eli. Anytime we say shit like that, now we sound like them. We were just talking about them a second ago.
I can feel your anger.
Now,
okay, yes.
Your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
Anyway, so like I said, since we're talking about a Native American character on this podcast, who is it better to talk about this particular character than me on here? So that's why I'm
yes, not the native guy.
Not the native guy. No. Here's the thing.
Sorry.
This is payback for all the Blade comics that Eli reviewed on here. So since he did that, he owes me one.
There you go. Yes, I will. I am like, this is my gift to Leroy. You can review this book.
Right. I don't know where he's going to go. You can chime in when you want to, but yeah.
I shall, yeah.
All right.
All right, let me get back into character.
Okay.
Pay no attention to me.
All right. Now, like I said, the expert on Native American superheroes, me, we're going to talk about this. All right. So the book starts off with Tony Stark and Captain America. So he's basically showing an image of a terrorist attack on Roxxon. 3 months ago, they got hit here. 2 months ago, they got hit here. 3 months ago, they got hit here. A few weeks ago, they got hit here. And it was all done with arrows. And Captain America like, arrows? Who the hell did that? I want to meet a guy that can take out all those buildings with just a bunch of arrows. He's like, they're not regular arrows. They're like special arrows that attack a command and they can blow up shit, stuff like that. And plus, I've been busy, so I haven't really a chance to like really stop what this guy's doing. But now I've dug into him and I realized that this person is like on the hero scale, like very, very low. And matter of fact, he's almost borderline villain scale. So here's the thing, Captain America. I need you to go get my arrows back. And like, why you need me to get the arrows back? I mean, don't you want him to take out Roxxon? Ain't Roxxon the bad guys? Like, true. But the thing is, those arrows weren't meant for him. They were meant for another guy. When I started giving everybody their stuff, the guy that they were meant for, his name was Clint Barton. He gave away the suit. He didn't want it. So since he didn't want it, we need you to get those arrows back because we don't know what kind of danger he may cause somebody else. And Captain America like, fine, I'll go get it. So you find shows up, and that's when you got, boom, Captain America facing off against the all new, all different Hawkeye. And he just like, oh, so they sent the cowboy after me, huh? He's like, I'm not a cowboy. I'm Captain America. He's like, you a Gary Cooper looking motherfucker. Nah, you a cowboy. So he shoots arrows at him, and like I said, his arrows can like go wherever they need to hit. So they see Captain America go behind him and hit him from there. Bam, blast him. And that's when he's looking at, he was like, nah, this is not going to be another Cowboys and Indians. Even though I do love those movies. So he actually loved those old Western movies. Even though he knows they all ended last time and he knows the Native American, the bad guys in him, he likes them anyway. Captain America's actually not even fighting back. He's just letting them do whatever he wants to. Captain America's like, look, you're 16. You don't know what you're doing with this stuff. Put that suit back. He was like, well, how old were you when you put on that suit, Captain America? He was like, well, that's different. Do you know what this suit means? Now, before I get to that, this Hawkeye has aim assist. Fuck this Hawkeye, man. How the hell you Hawkeye with aim assist? This kind of shit. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So he's just like, well, that suit means something different from you than it does from me. Doesn't mean the same thing. So he starts shooting arrows at him and shit. And the thing is, wherever he shoots the arrows at, even if Captain America dodges it, it will find him. And I do like the conversation right here. He was just like, yeah, I know this suit was meant for somebody else, but guess what? How come you get to be a hero? How come Tony Stark gets to be a hero? How come the guy that threw that stuff in the trash can gets to be a hero, but I don't get to be a hero? What, did I fail a test or something? And that's when Captain America kind of like looked at him and stuff like that while he's shooting up stuff at him. Captain America's dodging. But like I said, he's got aim assist. So, and I do like this panel right here also. He shoots 3 arrows at him at the same time. Captain America does it. Bam, 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 bam. Cool ass panel. I like that. Finally throws a shield at him, and he has an inertia stealing arrow. He no scopes it, and it just stops with like it is. That's it. So Captain America's like, okay, fine, what's going on? All right. And he's basically saying, like, no, all this was meant for me. Yes, I know that Hawkeye guy was really meant for, but here's the thing. My name is Charli Ramsey, but my true name, my spirit name is Charlie Hawk's Eyes. So it's my destiny. Yes, I found my destiny in the trash can, but it was meant for me. While he's still shooting more arrows and Captain America's dodging him and shit, And while he's dodging, the arrow still coming back and hitting him in the back. So Captain America's like, okay, I'm tired of this shit. I'm done with this. So he decides to throw his shield at him. And while he's throwing his shield at him, also decided to run him. And also, so he has to pick a target. He can't pick a target. He got too much stuff going on him at one time. So he can't aim assist any shit. Bam, catches it in the head, gets knocked out. He like, damn, the Cowboy won. He was like, no, it's not that. We got more Roxxon guys coming on. So they got like about an army of Roxxon, private army coming in. They're the cleanup crew. They're just not a regular cleanup crew. They don't clean up shit. They're going to treat us like carpet stains. That type of cleanup crew. So he was like, so what are we going to do? It's 1,000 of them. He was like, look, somebody told me that if you could take out 1,000 guys like that, if you're trained enough. So let's see if you've been practicing. And you got this panel right here where Captain Hawkeye just taking out a whole bunch of Roxxon troops and take him out. And he's just like, not bad, Hawkeye. Not bad at all. So we're like, we need to get the hell out of here. And he was like, well, get out of here. Well, I thought we were going to keep fighting because you need to get these arrows back. He was like, kid, I never came for those arrows. I don't care about those arrows. I just want to see what you could do. And then I know what you could do. I'm going to go back and tell Tony. And like, tell Tony what? That he didn't miss. Because he thought he picked the wrong guy. But it turns out he picked the right guy. And he was just like, oh, is your name really Charlie Hawk's Eye? And Charlie just says, hey, you white people believe anything. To be continued. So, yeah. Okay. I flew through a lot of stuff. I kind of like condensed this, consolidated it. Eli, before I get into it, I want to know your take on this.
I thought it was all right.
Okay.
I thought it was a little corny.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little like, stereotypical, of course. Yeah, let's make Hawkeye a native. Because of course.
Because of bow and arrows. Yeah.
Because of bow and arrows.
Right.
And for those who've listened to this podcast, you know how I feel about that shit.
Right.
Like I hate when the native superhero gets a bow and arrow. Even though they're living in the modern times, everybody's got guns or whatever. They still give native a bow and arrow or a tomahawk or
you can't have an Iron Man suit or some shit,
Yeah. We couldn't have native Iron Man,
right?
So yeah, I thought it was a little cheesy and corny, stereotypical. I thought the speech started out cool, like that conversation between, Captain America and this native kid. Started out cool. Like, yeah, he's saying a lot of truth and I can dig it. But then he kept going on. And after a while, he kept going on. He started referring to spirits and visions and all the corny, stereotypical shit that I can't stand. So he should have shut up before that.
Right.
And I knew what they were doing. The whole cowboy and Indian thing.
Yeah.
The native cowboy or the Native American gets to talk shit to white America. I get what they're doing. I get the commentary and all that.
Because Catherine was supposed to represent the top cop and Imperial and all stuff like that. So that's why it's Cap, nobody else.
Yeah, Cap is the colonizer. The native is the oppressed. I get all that. So but overall, I thought it was all right. It was fun. Once they started kicking ass, it was fine.
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
can I go? Okay. Like I said, that's why I want to make sure you go before I go because I felt some things out. But like you said, I did like some of the speech. Now, before we get into all this, understand that now Eli, like I said, this is a non-binary character. They have pronouns. I know I completely ran over that shit and didn't do what I was supposed to do, and them stuff like that. Get off
I
my
didn't
nuts.
even get that. Like I missed that. I didn't
You
even
got to
pick
go back
up
to
on
the second. Go back to the second page. That's how Iron Man froze that. Plus, the writer of this book confirmed it on Twitter. So,
Okay.
so all I'm gonna say is, get off my nuts. We messed up, so it'll be all right. We'll be fine. But here's what I think about it. As much as this book, I get what he was trying to do from the point of view, and it wasn't like it was stereotypical. It wasn't stereotypical because I did feel like he was trying to get it from his point of view. I still feel like this book was written by a white man. I still got that feeling.
I don't think or non-native. I think that the writer is like Middle Eastern or something.
Middle Eastern something. Okay.
Yeah.
But, and I get that he was
it's
trying
not taboo. It's not taboo.
Yeah. And I get he was trying to be an ally with this, trying to see it from his point of view, but there's certain things in here that I have an issue with, that I've said on this podcast before and I have a problem with. And it's not just with Native American also. Honestly, I think with any person of color, I have an issue with this train of thought that this Hawkeye had, where he had to steal Clint Barton's, thing and become Hawkeye because he thinks the only way to be recognized in this world built by, the Confederacy is to assume, a role or position that wasn't made for him have to fit in them because it's their world. I think we, as people of color, need to get out that mindset that we don't exist unless we exist in white man space. Like we always got to sit at the seat of the table. Like we don't exist. Like we can build our own thing. We can be our own thing. We don't have to be Black Hawkeye or gay, non-binary Hawkeye or Black Hulk or, gay Iron Man or anything like that. We don't have to be that. We can be
like when they said, why am I Black Falcon on the show?
Right. Why am I Black Falcon? Right. Like we can exist without having to, assume the position of a space in the white America. Like we can be our own thing. We can build it from there. Like we had Black Wall Street before. We had that. We can build it again if we just put money into it. Like I said, because because that mindset is fucking us up right now. Because we have these Black businesses struggling because we don't want to put the money into them because we don't see them as beneficial as saying the white businesses selling the same thing for twice the price. Because we put more value in that. We let FUBU go under because we want to put money in Tommy Hilfiger, even though Tommy Hilfiger hates us and don't want us wearing his shit. Just because we see that, as prestige. When it gets to the point where we can value our own thing, we don't give a fuck. We always talk about, why don't they give us a Grammy? Why don't they give us an Oscar? Why don't they get it? Fuck them. We have our own shit. We can give our own awards. We can go there and get our own stuff. Like we just talked about Frankie Beverly 2 weeks ago that died. Yes, Frankie Beverly was Black famous. White people don't know who he is. Guess what? He still made a name for himself. So you can still make a statement. You don't have to like be the Black version of this and the Black version of that. No, we can be our own thing. To think that's it's a mindset we need to get out of.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like they're like, and my thing with this is like, I get this is the ultimate universe and they're changing characters and giving them new identities and all that shit.
Right.
Out of all the Marvel characters to make native, they chose the guy with the bow and arrow. Like they couldn't chose Magneto, a native Magneto. Holy fuck.
Right. Like it just all kind of, well, you got Exodus. Well, Exodus isn't Native American. No, he's something else. Okay, never mind. But
you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many other ways they could have did it. Like why in the end they chose the stereotype. Which is
they took the easy way out. It was that's
Yeah, and that was my thing. And back to what you were saying about this is a non, even though they might not be white, they're non-native,
Right.
And like I said, some of the conversation sounded like somebody who's not native writing it.
Right. Like something they read or maybe watch a documentary or something,
Yeah, and that's where because when you don't have that representation, that the real representation, you miss the perspective. That's why Killmonger in the Black Panther movie, dropped all that knowledge because he was speaking from a perspective that was, from the Black community.
Right. A white person isn't going to write that.
Yes, they don't understand that. They don't understand, colorism. we're not going to mention the Jon Stewart shit. I know you wanted to, but that
no,
but
I
that,
didn't want to.
No, but what I'm saying is that for people who don't know what the big deal about the Jon Stewart casting, that is coming from an inherent Black perspective that only Black
and
people are going to understand.
Sensitive topic that
Yes, and colorism is something that they know about. That I mean, to non-Black people, like, what's the big deal?
Right, Black is Black.
That's you don't know because you're not part of that community, so you don't know it. You know, and that's what I'm saying is when you don't have that representation, you don't have that perspective, you don't have the little insights that make the character real. I mean, as much as fun, yeah, sure, a Native guy kicking ass, yeah, I like seeing that. You know, it's pretty much all I yearn for, but still, this felt like another caricature in the end. You know, the out of all the Marvel characters to make Native, they chose this guy. They chose Hawkeye. You know, you know, and then and my name is Billy Hawkeye or whatever the fuck.
Yes, Bono, that's what I was talking. Yeah,
you know, the spirit animal and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. You know, as corny as it was it's fun. It was fun. You know.
Yeah, Bono. That's shout out to Bono. That's actually the reason I didn't want to talk about the Jon Stewart thing, because I was going to talk about the Willie Lynch letters. I didn't want to go down that road because I know if I go down there, that is Eli gonna have to pull me back. I might go too deep in it. I don't want to go too deep, and it's supposed to be a podcast about, you know, comics and shit like that. And it's some serious, sensitive shit that has traumatized us as people. Yeah, you know. So that's why I didn't want to go down that road. So yeah, but yes, all that ties together. Eli, you're completely correct. All that ties together. So yeah. So
slap a score on it.
Oh shit. Okay. Honestly, Eli, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I know you hate it because it was a stereotypical thing.
No, I didn't hate it. I knew I was pretty much expect like, oh, a Native Hawkeye. Well, I know where this is going. And that being said, it was fine. It was fun. You know, so I'll give it a 3 out of 5. You know.
Okay. 3 out of 5. Okay, so 3.5 out of 5. Thank you. I gotta go ahead.
There you go. I know it's ones and zeros, and I either gotta love or hate it. So it sounds like I hate it. But
it's right.
Just because I'm giving some constructive criticism doesn't mean I hate something. You know?
That means he hates everything. That means he's right wing, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm a MAGA Dick Rider or whatever.
Right. All right. So what comic you got next? I'm booked out. Even though you took all my books, but yeah.
Transformers number 13.
All right, I'm telling you, where do we go from this?
I know.